So I received quite a few comments and messages from people who tell me they're depressed, and I'm really grateful for them reaching out to me. But I feel the pain. I know what it's like, but unfortunately, my response probably seems harsh, because this was sort of one of the hardest things that I needed to admit to myself. I have been depressed from childhood. I'm pretty sure I worked out what suicidality is because I kept fantasizing about stepping in front of a bus. And at 8 years old or something like that. So I was so severely depressed for so many years, and it was horrible. And the thing that helped me was, I'm not too sure exactly of the details. I have the feeling that I may have been sort of free already, like the ego died, and then so you don't think anymore. So as soon as you think, it's super noticeable, or it's foreign. It's you're so used to this natural, normal state where you live in the present. So suddenly the thoughts seem strange, or like they're coming from somewhere else. So I remember listening to Krishnamurti saying, "You are fear," or "You are your worries," or I think, I'm not too sure what exactly he said, but I then remembered this and I went okay, I'm pretty sure I was thinking something like, "You idiot," or "Why would you do that?" or something like that. Now, what it was anxiety, because I was living in the present moment, but I still had fear. Fear due to my PTSD. So I looked at that and I went, okay, you are your fear. You are fear. And then all of a sudden, I sort of thought that I am misunderstanding Krishnamurti, or this is not what he meant, but hang on, you are your fear. So I am the one producing the fear. So I am the one doing this to myself. And as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, okay. So all these years of depression, all this time, there's no way that I am doing this to myself. It's because of my parents, because of this. And then I just slowed down again and I went, no, actually, this thinking, it's coming from the ego. So yeah, my parents, I could blame them for this, but this is about taking responsibility of your own life. Blaming things, people, doesn't help. This is about you dealing with your own life. So I went okay, so if I'm the one starting this, then I need to accept this truth that this is me and end it. And that's exactly what I did. I went okay, you're doing this to yourself, just stop. And I did. I just stopped. And every time I have so it doesn't really happen much. I think there was a time maybe that it was more frequent in the beginning and then it slowed down. But not really, not noticeably. The few times that I did really notice it was when something really bad happened. So I found a dead body, so that was pretty shocking. And for a second I went oh my God, you idiot, what did you do and why? And I started thinking. And then I soon realized, hang on, this is not you, you don't do this anymore. You've realized that this thinking is pointless, it's a waste of energy, it doesn't help the situation, it doesn't change doesn't change anything. The person I'm looking at is still dead. And then as soon as that happened, everything calmed down and I stopped thinking. So that's why I said, like, yeah, there was like brief like flinches of the ego maybe, but as soon as you recognize it, it doesn't make any sense anymore. It's like watching myself like punching my head against the wall. As soon as I see, oh, hang on, you're punching the head against the wall, then I'll go, oh, I don't want to harm myself, I'm going to stop. And that's what it is. That's why Krishnamurti speaks of insight. It's not magic, it's nothing. It's you have to look at it, see the truth, admit it, and then everything changes. So me admitting that, recognizing that, changed everything. So this is the complicated answer to what to do when you're depressed. But the short, or like what I always say, look, short term, you're depressed right now, you don't want to deal with Jiddu Krishnamurti, you just had a massive explosion in your life. All I can say is, this is the only time I'm going to like go like, okay, we're gonna sort of get closer to finding the truth to life. But in your moment of depression, every minute you can spend in the present moment helps you, because the less time you spend at home thinking, the less depressed you are. This is not like some hippie sort of, this is actual science. Like, so what I did was like cleaning or go skateboarding, climbing, everything where you have to be in the present moment. Painting is a huge thing. Unfortunately, I don't make music, but that would surely be the same. So if you just take out the guitar and play the guitar, you'll feel better. As long as you're not too good to be able to play the guitar and think at the same time. No, this being in the moment, being one with what you're doing, will help you significantly if you're depressed right now. Long term, what I was talking about before, so you facing the truth to your own life. It's not glamorous, it's not glorious, it's not what anybody wants to hear. But if you're sick of suffering, if you're sick of being sad, if you're sick of belittling yourself in your head, if you're sick of comparing yourself to everything else, ideas, beliefs, religions, if you just want to end it and just be happy, and live free in the present moment, all you need to do is look at your own life humbly and accept that you're just an average, normal human being. No ego, nothing grand, nothing spectacular. You are nothing. You are an average human being, and as soon as you can settle into you being you, as soon as you feel completely comfortable with being yourself, being who you are, all the scars to show, but happy just to be alive, then that's the ultimate cure. The good thing about it is the ultimate cure is you saving yourself, you loving yourself, you becoming the sincere, honest you. So you are the only one that can set yourself free. I can just babble and talk, but you are the only one that can end this. You can end this suffering. And there's only so many ways that I can say this, but I'm just trying to tell you that, look, it may seem scary, but that's just the ego talking, because the ego is built out of ideas. So how the hell is the ego supposed to know what ego death is like? It's just trying to scare you, because as soon as your ego dies, you don't need it anymore because you don't have any fears, because you don't have any ideas. So it knows as soon as that's done, it's just an idea. Like if it's really that bad, you can get the idea back, but nobody will ever do that. Trust me. So thank you very much for listening, and I'm sorry that I can't help you if you're depressed. I wish I could. I really, really wish I could. I'm just trying to tell you what I did in my life that helped me so, so much. Now I see life completely differently. So I keep mentioning the rappers that helped me see my depression, my anxiety. So what I mean by that is them sharing their life, then help and admitting that they're depressed, helped me see that my life is pretty similar. And then seeing them admit it helped me admit it in my own life. But then I went to the psychiatrist. So I really, really want to stress as well, get help, talk to people. And like I'm speaking about a magic pill that worked in my life. It will work in your life as well. But please, you don't need to talk to a psychiatrist if you can't afford one. Like if I lived in a different country, I wouldn't have been able to afford one, but luckily it was free. But talk to your friends. It's not a big deal. Just say it. You'd be surprised at the response, and you'd be surprised that even if they don't respond in the best possible way, you learn something about your friendship. But please just talk. And I'm listening. Send me all your messages and I'll try and help you. I can't help you, but I'm here. Thank you very much for listening and much love. And another thing that I just want to mention just because, just out of experience, when you're in like a deep depression hole, always remember this is gonna pass. Tomorrow is another day. This is gonna, it's just a phase right now. It feels horrible right now, but it'll pass. And the more time you spend in the present moment, the easier it'll become. So, one love, and talk to you soon.